letter to basketball. This game has been so to go here in this fourth quarter. Just to put in perspective, the Fever have 16 threes. They're 1 3 away from a franchise record. That's how much they have it going on from deep. They don't recognize that the shot clock was winding down. Turnover, Indiana, the 8th of the game. Led Conference USA in three-point percentage her junior season. My teammate, 45% from deep. Syracuse stop. Back to the bench. Thank you, guys. Much love. Hines out. Fever basketball. Clark sitting at 32, 7 threes. And another foul call.
And that's going to be pivotal, not putting this Fever team on the line or in the bonus. But overall for Chicago, this really turned you over, so that does give you an opportunity to cut into deficits rather quickly. They've just not found ways to get stops.
This time the Fever go inside. Lexi Hall continues her dominance this evening. She hasn't been in double figures so far tonight.
We've seen great movement off the ball.
Just these breakdowns by Chicago. Not the best second night of a back-to-back. Lost in New York yesterday. Mitchell sizing up her prey. Where does she go? Middle. And Hull just battling for it. Back to Chicago we go. It's been a quiet night for Sydney Taylor. Just 2 points. She averages over 14. Foul on the pass. Sydney Taylor, 1 for 7 from the field.
And this scouting report, and she missed some time with a left groin injury. She's still on a minutes restriction. So I even think, too, just a balance of her continuing to get herself back.
The Fever will head back home after this one. They've been on the road for one more game before that World Cup break. Caitlin Clark adds to her total, up to 34 in a game this season. Had a double-double that game, too. Taylor from the outside. And Cardoso, catch high, keep high on the rebound. Had some contact on that one, too.
Here on this defensive side of the floor.
Fever trying to go back home with a win, 2-2 so far on this road trip. Another whistle. That'll be on Russell. Chicago to inbound. Sarah talked about it, an opportunity for one last push. Taylor on a mission.
And I love that take from her, because she's so quick getting downhill, but especially since she struggled some from the field, just see it go through and get one quick rather than necessarily settling for a 3.
Russell getting it back to Clark. Arms got tangled on that handoff.
Another thing we've seen from Chicago, they've tried to do this. So many defenses do take pride in these matchups, but they've shown these different looks. It's just been the Fever picking apart Chicago in a lot of different areas.
Reading what the defense gives her. A new career high from the outside. 8 threes for Caitlin Clark. Get it right back. Does she go for more? A 40-piece could be upon us.
But when you talk about pickup points, gravity, the attention.
17 threes as a team ties the franchise record. We're also vying the home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. And Sparks, Neko Gumake, let's continue to give her flowers for more on these games. And the Fever have now reached the 100-point mark 18 times this season. No other team has ever done that in WNBA history. Hull tried to contest and get called with the foul. And if you're Chicago, There's multiple things at stake here, but it's all in an effort to try to get to the playoffs. The issue is it's not all in your hand. If the Mystics did win and Chicago loses
at 8, 9, 10 spot for a little bit of time here. I think overall for Chicago, yes, and we've talked with Tom, it's greater than that for this group. It's about the fight. It's about the consistency that they're trying to put together here in the stretch of the year.
Clark off the Timpson screen and off the shoe of the Sky. Caitlin Clark, 37 points, 9 assists. Could go for a double-double, could go for a 40-piece. I'm stirring the pot here. Clark, dumped down, goes for the double-double. Her 5th 30-10 game of her career. For some perspective, only 4 have ever done that once.
37 points, 10 assists, 8 threes. Indiana win by 23. Caitlin Clark just had one of the best games of her entire season. One night after a tough loss to New York Liberty, Clark walked into Chicago and reminded everyone exactly who she is. This was not just a bounce-back performance. This was a statement. This was a player who took that loss personally and came back the very next night with something to prove. 37 points on 13 from 24 from the field. 8 three-pointers, raining from everywhere. Pull-ups, catch and shoot, step-backs over outstretched arms. Chicago had absolutely no answer for her range tonight. Every time they backed off, she made them pay instantly. Every time they rushed out to contest, she drove right past them. And then there are the 10 assists. On a 37-point night, she still found her teammates 10 times. A full double-double. Mitchell finished with 30 points alongside her, fed by Clark all night long. This offense was simply impossible to stop. Indiana came out flying from the opening tip, 28 points in Q1. Then 33 in the third quarter alone. Chicago tried to hang around, but every time they made a run, Clark had an immediate answer. By the fourth quarter, the game was completely over. Fever closing it out 30-13 in the final period. Final score, Indiana, 113. Chicago, 90. A 23-point demolition. 25 wins now, 14 losses. Playoffs are right here. And Caitlin Clark, 37 points, 10 assists, 8 threes, is playing the best basketball of her season at exactly the right moment. Last night, a loss. Tonight, this. That is the mark of a champion. That is the mark of someone who refuses to stay down. 37 points, 10 assists, 8 threes. Caitlin Clark is ready for the playoffs. The question is anyone ready for her?